guys, I am back with another update for the Undead project. This time I got 5 kind of unique models. One is slightly converted and sculpted, so let me just go straight into the conversions, the paint job, and what each model represents. So I'm going to start off with the converted model, which is the hunchback. This miniature was originally for Warhammer Quest, if I'm not mistaken, the tomb of the necromancer or something like that. This model has been used for a lot of different armies and conversions, as it's like a jester looking guy, and I'll show you the work in progress right now. So for the sculpting on him, I had to trim off the hair, the chest, jester clothing, and basically sculpt the weird conjoined twin to his head, resculpt the cloth, and added the exposed hunch, similar to the one you saw as the night horror hunchback. I just wanted the thing to tie in a lot more and kind of remove the jester look. If I do get a second one, I will keep him original, but I wanted to keep my guy a bit more unique. So yeah, I modified him with the little gremlin on top, and the inspiration was actually the Basket Case movie, where basically one brother is heavily deformed, and the other brother holds him in a basket, and that's the whole horror movie. He was conjoined, but then they got cut in half by a doctor, and I kind of liked that movie a lot, and so I wanted to have a guy who represented that in the Force. So I thought this guy was perfect for it. Originally, actually, I was going to use this model for my Araby army and make him like that weird deformed hunchback betrayer from the Greeks. But I decided at the end to use him for my freak show army. Painting was pretty simple. I really went crazy with the white and the dirty rags. You see that a lot in my other hunchback and this one here. So like I like this group so far. It's a unit of basically hunchbacks and deformed guys being inspired by The Hills Have Eyes and all of that stuff. So I'm going to add a couple more. I probably will make this unit a unit of 10-man ghouls, and it'll just be like a hillbilly, messed up looking family. Let me put these two in the back a bit. And besides the cloth color, I emphasized his bloodshot eyes, or his messed up face. And then the little guy on top, I should have kept him the same skin color. That's what my fiance Sam suggested. I kind of want him to make him more snot looking and disgusting, like a weird boil. And I think it looks okay. I had to put a couple glazes of green to make him pop and blend it in. But I'm really happy with the stretched look of the face. Not much more to say on this guy when it comes to painting. It really is simple. This guy was pretty straightforward. My painting of this army is all over the place, where some guys are very extensive, like my Death Elemental, and then you have guys like this where it really is basic highlighting, shading, and then a lot of just nasty colors. But I'm really happy with how he turned out. I think he looks really cool, and he's quite unique. My friend Todd actually uses one of these guys, or this model, in his Carnival of Chaos army. You just saw my resculpts, so he fits more into my undead group. But I have a few more models to add to this theme of this unit. If you guys have any suggestions for any other like hunchbacks or weirdos, definitely let me know. The only thing is, this guy does stand out with the way I painted him. Again, for now, I'm gonna leave him. I could kind of say maybe this is like the matriarch of this sick, weird family. Let me move on to the next model. So up next is a model that I'm very happy with. It is the Citadel Night Horror, I believe, Flesh Golem. I'll get the proper word or the title in, but this guy came in 2 poses. One had the head attached, and then this pose has the head being held in the hand. And this guy's pretty much like my Frankenstein. He looks really cool, heavily inspired by that. Very happy with the green color I went with, and with the diseased slash rotting flesh color. I'm really happy. A fairly simple paint job, probably took a little bit over an hour. That was mainly blending the green skin and highlighting it up, and then playing with all the washes. Yeah, it's hard to see, but actually all of the hands and the exposed parts are purple, blue, red, and I want to say a little bit of yellow thrown in to get that very sickly flesh. And I'm really happy with the detail. Like you can see his little eyes and his face. This guy I'd easily put into a zombie unit. I wouldn't mind putting him into a ghoul unit as well, or even my quote unquote grave guard unit if I do run it. I'm still finalizing the army list. I'm just painting models for the sake of painting at the moment. And I really love the way he just turned out. I will be painting the second one, maybe in a different scheme or the same exact one. It'd be cool to have like maybe they're two brothers or something like that. Detail wise, really cool. Bone sticking out. The neck area, I think this is a main focal point with the chest having been sewed back together. So I encourage you guys, if you want to have fun with weathering or like decayed flesh, easily look for this miniature. He's really cool and not too expensive to actually come by. So that's just the flesh golem. Let me move on to some ghouls. So up next are some more ghouls, and really straightforward but really happy with the colors. So this guy is an advanced Dungeon and Dragon ghoul. Very odd head shape where he has bony protrusions or like a spine going down his head. A lot of exposed skin. This guy seems more akin to a zombie. I am not sure why he is so rotting, but it does match now the sergeant of the unit. So I'm not too upset with it. It just looks a little bit odd for a ghoul to be this decayed. But this guy went for more of a, I think I used Sons of Horus green as a base coat and highlighted it up. Really happy with the color, especially because the red glazes pops a lot on his mouth and his hands. This guy here is a Citadel C18 Night Horror. I think it's just called Ghoul Attacking or Ghoul. A very awesome model. I think the blue color I chose is really like a fan favorite of mine now. I definitely will be painting a few more monsters in this color. Extremely fun, very satisfying when you highlight it up. And I just love how the red plays off with his skin and exposed mouth and gum. It's a model that's really simple but has a lot of great detail, especially the ripped off foot of a human. Now the only thing again that I'm questioning, his intestines are being pulled out or he has a cut on his belly. I am not sure why these ghouls are so heavily mutilated. Nothing crazy, but I know in the last two videos, someone mentioned, is a ghoul actually undead or not? At this point, I don't know based off these models if they're supposed to be truly undead or not. But regardless of that, the sculpt is beautiful. I love how he's marching up and he's pretty sizable. The way they sculpted his arms and his structure, he's pretty beefy. And I like it a lot, especially with all the boils and things all over him. He's really diseased looking. Honestly, could for a little bit of conversion, you could easily make this, I think, into a plague bearer. But this guy's really cool. I really want to get one more. Not too hard to come by, but lately I haven't seen too many, and mainly because I like the color a lot. So let me zoom out a bit, and just for the sake of it, I'll put the whole unit of ghouls so far. So we have the captain guy there, we have the ghoul threatening here, the talisman ghoul in the back, the pink ghoul, the golems, and so the unit actually is getting quite large now. It's 12 official ghoul models strong if you're going to count the doppelganger, which for the sake of this argument, I'm going to count him. So they barely fit into frame. Let me move some things around. Pardon my unprofessional setup, but really happy with how all the ghouls are looking marching out of the cemetery. I think this is going to be an amazing looking unit once it's all on the table. Just a lot of great colors playing around in all the poses. Citadel did an amazing job sculpting ghouls, and I think, in my opinion, these are the best versions of the ghouls, more so than the current plastics and the metal 6th edition ones. These just have that charm that you see in those classic horror movies. So let me move on to the last miniature I painted. And the last miniature is actually a mud golem, if I'm not mistaken, or just a golem from the C18 Night Horror range by Citadel. Very simple model, and it took a little bit of work because how simple he was So obviously he is a creature made from dirt and soil and the earth. I did not want to match the ground as I think he'd blend right into the base. The only difference though is he's so heavily textured that I couldn't do my typical, highlighting of a brush and all that normal stuff. I felt like I would detract too much from all the great divots and like soil texture the sculptor did. So I base coated him in Xandri dust, did the 3 different dry brushes, one sepia wash, one green wash, and then one contrast of Nasdaq yellow, very thin down, just to go into all the crevices. And all the stones got that similar green wash as well. His eye, I'm really happy with how it pops out. I painted it like a gem effect, as again, I want this creature to seem unnatural, like I did for the doppelganger. I think when you paint the eyes like that, it gives something's not right with the thing, and it isn't human. I painted one of these guys about a year and a half ago, and I painted it with a human eye. I did not like it, so I'm happy with this change. And when I turn him around, you can just see all of the stones he has protruding out of him. So this paint job took probably 30 minutes. I did want to put more effort into him, but you can get ready to see in the video all of the texture he has. I just didn't want to have to go in with a brush and then, make some chunky highlights. I think this is the best result I could have gotten with this miniature. He's fantastic. I'm really happy with it. It just is a bit weird. So this one, if you love dry brushing and washes, this model will take it extremely well. So that is all the models I've painted as of today. The next video will just be what's on my current paint station. I thought it'd be a fun change of pace so you guys can see what models are coming up in the next video. Hey guys, this is a behind the scenes and more so like what's on my actual work desk at the moment. I thought it'd be fun just to show some stuff before I just do all of the painting reveals, So this guy here is a Citadel 1985 Advanced Dungeon and Dragon Umber Hulk. It's like a precursor to the Rogue Trader Amble, is it called? I actually have it in a desk over there, but it's a really chunky model, and I really do like it a lot. I'm gonna add this guy to my Crypt Horror unit. I think he kind of matches that vibe of classic 80s, monsters and tropes, but it's a giant beetle monstrosity, which I think is awesome. I painted 2 of these guys already about 2.5 years ago, but I sold them all, so I'm excited to repaint them in my new style. Then I got 2 more of these wolves you guys saw before. I may just paint them in the current schemes I have, as I'm not sure how many more wolf colors I can conjure up before I think it's too much. Over here, I got a couple models that I didn't have time to actually finish this weekend. A little bit under the weather, but it's still okay. But this guy is an awesome night horror. It's just like a wandering skeleton. I think it's really funny. He's carrying another skeleton and bones around him. And I have another advanced Dungeon and Dragon white that I need to finish painting. This guy's been on my painting desk for, I want to say 3 months. Same thing for this night horror, which is just a harpy, and I like it a lot. It's really simple. The wings are really small. If I could get more of them, I'd have a whole unit of harpies to use for dark elves or demons, but this model, same pose and a little bit hard to come by, so not my biggest priority right now. This guy will get a separate video, but I have a pile of just night horrors. I'll give just a brief look on a couple of them. So like we have I think this is like it's an ape man. A really lovely miniature, and I intend to paint him as one of them will be Bigfoot and the other one will be the abominable snowman. I think it's very appropriate to have that, so it fits my theme slash cryptids and creature feature army. And just a couple of ghosty boys here. These 2 I really wanted to show right now, as I love the face, the wailing face, and the robes. And these guys look like the old 6th edition Spirit Hosts, or like, well, obviously these guys were sculpted way before that. I like to think they use these models as inspiration to get the look that you know for the 6th edition medals. And another model that um, I am excited to kind of show off is this guy. This is actually a Chaos Sorcerer, or they call it Chaos Jester on the tab here. But I kind of like the clown jester vibe, looks evil. And it's a really shitty movie, but a movie called Tarot came out recently. And I watched it, it's horrible. But I had a cool jester on the card, so I thought it fit into my basically witching hour monster undead theme. And then one more I would like to share. It's a bit odd, but this guy is called a night horror slime. And to be very honest, I've painted him once. I actually have two at the moment here unpainted. He looks like a xenomorph combined with something else. It's hard to say for sure. I'm not sure what he's honestly supposed to be, but he'll fit perfectly into the army. So that's just what's on my work table. One thing I do want to share with you guys is I haven't given up on Araby, and I actually worked on a freehand. I will eventually finish the guy holding the banner, but I just needed a break from Araby. But I wanted to show this as I'm not abandoning the project. Again, I'm just focusing on these goobers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. What's on my work desk at the moment. So expect to see a couple of these guys in the next update.